Good evening. Today I'm going to be reviewing 4 Vario straps, and then at the end of my review I'm going to be doing a giveaway for the 4 straps. So Vario very kindly sent me 4 straps for my review. They carefully selected 3 NATO straps and 1 Zulu strap. When I emailed Vario, I explained that it's often the case that I have a problem with NATO straps in that they're too short for my large 8-inch wrist. So they very carefully chose 4 straps which would be long enough, and I'm pleased to report that they do indeed all fit my 8-inch wrist. So the first strap we're going to look at is this elastic nylon NATO strap, which is in ash grey with coal divider. So you can see it's ash grey and then a black woven line down the centre, which is the coal divider. One thing I really like about Vario straps is the high quality of the stainless steel used in the hardware. The buckle and tang is made from a nice heavy gauge of metal, of stainless steel, and it's beautifully laser engraved with the Vario brand logo, as you can see. So very well finished on both the top side and the underside, as you can see. Nice heavy gauge of metal, and also the keepers are finished to a nice brushed satin finish, and they're also made from a good heavy gauge of metal. Either side of the stainless steel keepers is stitched to a very high standard, no loose stitches, and it's certainly a strap that's going to last. Now when it comes to NATO straps, it really is a case of one gets what one pays for. Yes, one can buy inexpensive NATO straps from China, from AliExpress, eBay and Amazon for example, but the problem with those low quality inexpensive NATO straps is they simply don't last because they're poor quality. Looking at the stitching, it really is done to a very high standard. I like the stitching either side of the keepers to prevent them sliding up and down the strap. And if you look at the underside, the stitching on the underside is as good as the top side. It really is flawless. It's done to a very high standard. So I really like that. The ends of the strap are also melted, so the nylon's not going to fray with regular use. And as you can see, the underside of the tang and buckle is also brushed into a flawless satin finish. So as all the straps are a 20mm, I thought I would put one of them on my Daytona Homage, as that has a 20mm lug width, and give you a demonstration of how it looks on the wrist when it's actually on a watch. So as you can see, the ash grey and coal divider elastic nylon NATO strap beautifully complements my Daytona Homage watch because it has a silver sunburst dial and also a black ceramic bezel. Now this is the first time I've actually tried an elastic NATO strap, and as you can see I can easily fit my index finger underneath the strap and it does expand a lot. Now it's actually a very comfortable and surprisingly practical strap because when your wrist expands in hot weather or when you're playing sport or active, your wrist expands and the NATO strap will expand with it, and then when your wrist cools down and contracts again, the NATO strap will also contract and shrink down to your wrist size, so it saves having to adjust the buckle and tang to resize the strap. So I really like it. So surprisingly comfortable, and I really like the way that the woven elastic nylon expands. It's quite stretchy, so very aesthetically pleasing to look at. I really like the contrast of the divider being a different colour, which is woven all the way through the strap. As you can see, it's the same on the underside. The edge of the strap is beautifully finished. It's very well finished with stitching, so it's not going to fray. And overall, I think it's a very high quality strap. So this strap is available on vario.sg for €16, and I really think it is worth that price because the quality is definitely of a higher standard than the inexpensive Chinese NATO straps one can buy, as I've discussed. So next we're going to look at the ballistic nylon golden divider Zulu. So just to clarify the difference between a NATO and a Zulu strap. Looking at the keepers on the Zulu strap, you can see their curved profile, as is the buckle and tang. You can see the curved profile. So I'll just show it next to a NATO strap, and then you'll clearly see the difference between a Zulu strap and a NATO. With a NATO, the keepers always have a rectangular square profile, as does the buckle have a rectangular square profile, but on the Zulu, the buckle is always curved in profile, as are the keepers. So subtle difference between a Zulu and a NATO, but I just thought I would clarify it so you know the difference. So with regards to this ballistic nylon strap, the ballistic nylon is very thick. It's noticeably heavier in terms of the fabric weight than a seatbelt woven NATO strap or the elastic nylon NATO I just showed you. Very heavy, very thick. So it's quite a stiff strap, but it's going to be very durable ballistic nylon, as you can imagine, is meant to be bulletproof, so therefore it's very, very tough. And I think this is going to be ideal if you work in an arduous environment and you are very hard wearing on your watch straps. So again, the brushed satin finish of the stainless steel keepers, nice heavy gauge of metal, finished to perfection. And I also like the stitching either side, which runs all the way through the strap. So that prevents the keepers from sliding up and down the Zulu strap. And it really is done to a very high standard, as you can see. There's no loose stitches. Very well executed in terms of the finishing of that ballistic nylon. The buckle is brushed into a satin finish, and it also has the Vario brand logo laser engraved into it. It's going to be very durable due to the heavy gauge of stainless steel, so I really like it. I think that this is a very well made strap, and also the material is very tough. So this is the first time I've actually seen a ballistic nylon NATO strap, and I'm pleasantly surprised by the quality. So very nice strap, stiff, but I think it's going to be very comfortable, and certainly if you're looking for a long-lasting strap, this is definitely one worth considering. So this one is €15, and again it's available on Vario.sg. Now next we're going to look at the Seatbelt Crimson Edge NATO strap in black and red. So as you can see, it has a crimson edge on both the top side and the underside. Brushed satin finish, solid stainless steel hardware, as you can see. Nice heavy gauge to the buckle and tang, as I've previously discussed. The buckle is engraved, laser engraved with the Vario brand logo. Beautifully executed on the top side and the underside. Brushed into a flawless satin finish. I really like the heavy gauge of the buckle. It's clearly going to last. It's not going to deform and bend out of shape. The tang is clearly going to be durable. So again, the stitching either side of the keepers is done to a flawless standard. No loose stitching, it's just very well done. The edges of the nylon strap are also melted, so they're not going to fray. And I really like the contrast of the seatbelt weave of the fabric, which is black, and then the edges, which are crimson. It's just beautifully done. And another thing I really like about it is if you look at the holes, they've actually melted the holes. So where the tang goes through, it's not going to elongate and fray the holes. They're not going to become elongated through regular use. And that's a nice detail. It's often the case on inexpensive NATO straps. The manufacturers don't bother melting around the holes where they punch the holes through the strap. And that means that they fray and the tang elongates the hole, and it quickly becomes a sloppy fit. So that's a nice detail. It's a clear indication of the quality. Something else I want to talk about with regards to Vario is their outstanding customer service. When I initially emailed the owners of Vario, Ivan and Judy, I was surprised at how promptly they replied to my emails, and also the outstanding customer service, because they carefully selected these straps which would suit my 8-inch wrist. So credit where credit's due, they do give outstanding customer service. Lastly, we're going to look at the seatbelt navy blue NATO strap. So seatbelt woven material, as you can see, which is beautiful to look at. Again, brushed satin finish, stainless steel hardware, nice heavy gauge of metal, laser engraved with the Vario brand logo. This one is available for €15, and again, the stitching is absolutely flawless on the underside and also the top side. Of the 4 straps they sent me, this is my personal favourite, because the navy blue really does catch the light. If you look at the way it sheens, it shimmers in the light. It's got a nice glossy finish to the seatbelt weave. Again, the holes have been melted, so when the tang goes through, it's not going to fray or elongate the holes through regular usage. Very nicely finished. And also looking at the end of it, you can see that the nylon has been melted, so it's not going to fray with regular use. And I really like it overall. I think that the seatbelt weave is very soft and supple, and also very aesthetically pleasing due to that sheen it has, both to the top side and the underside. And I'm pleased to report that this strap does indeed fit my 8-inch wrist with no problems whatsoever. So when it comes to NATO straps, really it is a case of one gets what one pays for. Yes, at €15, it's an expensive NATO strap. NATO straps can be bought for as little as £3, but however, I would say to you that the quality of the hardware, the finishing to the buckle and tang and the keepers, the quality of the stitching and the fabric itself on this €15 NATO strap is of a much higher standard than the kind of NATO strap you're going to get for say £3. So it really is worth paying the extra for. So lastly, I'm going to talk about the packaging of the NATO straps. Each strap comes sealed in a plastic bag, as you can see, and the straps themselves then come in a padded envelope, so they're very well packaged. Now I'm going to do a giveaway for these 4 NATO straps, but before I do that I'm going to give you some discount codes to use on the Vario website. So all these straps I've shown you are available on vario.sg, and Ivan and Judy have very kindly given me a discount code to pass on to my subscribers. So if you use the discount code WatchReviews8, that gives you 8% off when you buy 1 strap. If you buy 2 straps, you get 10% off. If you buy 3 straps, you get 15% off. And if you buy 4 straps, you get 20% off. So all you do is enter the discount code WatchReviews8 at the checkout on their website, and it will automatically calculate the discounts depending on how many straps you've bought. So lastly, I'm going to do a giveaway for these 4 straps that you've seen in my review. To enter the giveaway, I want you to answer the following question. Which movement is used in this Vario Daytona homage? So I recently reviewed it, and if you don't know, just simply watch the review and then you will know which movement is used. It's a mecha quartz movement which is made in China. So I'll be announcing the winner of the giveaway in a subsequent video. Good luck with winning the 4 straps. I hope you've enjoyed my review of these Vario straps. Please feel free to post your comments below the video. Thank you very much.